Hi guys, this is Sana with Abundance Rising Family, and today we are going to be recording something very different. Today, I am getting ready to go on an adventure with my oldest son. You see, Monday was his birthday. That wasp was thinking about getting me, that's an omen. Monday was his birthday and he turned 18. The only thing he wanted for his birthday this year was for his mom to take him skydiving. So, what did I do? I booked a skydiving trip. Somebody's going up in the air right now. Wee bit nervous, but for the most part, I'm just very excited. Look, let's see if you guys can see it. That is the plane we are going to be going up in. There they go. And I walked out here to make a video, and I saw this little creature. And I don't know why, but that just doesn't seem like a very good sign. That's really creepy. Anywho, we went ahead and paid for the professional videographer to jump out of the plane with us and record. He will be mostly recording Jake, my oldest son, but he'll get a little bit of me in there too to prove that I actually did this. So come along with me and let's see what kind of adventures we have today.
Hello, hello, hello. Who do we have here today?
Jake Johnson.
And what are we doing today, Jake?
Skydiving.
Oh my goodness. Why would we ever do such a thing?
I have no idea, honestly. So trying to find out for myself.
Are you excited about it?
Oh yeah, very.
Yeah? Do you know how high you're going?
14,000 feet.
Yes, sir. And if you had to take a wild guess, how fast do you think you'll be falling?
I'd say around 120.
Yeah, we might even hit close to 125, maybe 130.
30.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say any much faster. You ever been that fast before?
I don't think I have, no.
Hey, right on. Well, we get to experience what real speed feels like today.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Cool. Well, you excited for it? You ready?
I'm very excited for it.
Awesome, man. Well, I see we got you all geared up here.
Yep.
Got a nice smile going on right there. A gorgeous afternoon going on up there. So, next best thing, go see what it's all about, right?
Yep, that's right.
Awesome, man. Let's go show that world a good time.
All right.
Woohoo. Hey, welcome back to the ground. How was that?
That was amazing.
We're back safely.
Uh-huh.
What would you say was your best part out of all that?
Probably the drop of getting out of the plane, just falling. That was awesome.
That first initial release there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty surreal, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
How'd you like those views?
I was amazing. It was the best views probably I've ever seen.
Heck yeah, man.
Honestly.
Well, you did a very good job. I am super proud of you.
Thank you.
You should be proud of yourself. Welcome to the skies.
Oh,
Big
yeah.
question everybody wants to know. Would you do that again?
I'm going to do this again.
Yeah, that's
yes.
what we love to hear. That's what we love to hear. Well, check it out. We couldn't have done it without an amazing instructor right here.
Yeah.
A very gorgeous afternoon, but most importantly, we couldn't have done it without you coming out here to see us at Spaceland San Marcos. Thanks again. Welcome to the skies. And until next time.
It.
Woohoo! Yeah, Mom, how'd you like it?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Woo!
We're going back up,
All
right?
right.
Like, right now? Well, here we are back on the ground. We're out of our suits. We're getting ready to go eat. What did you think?
I thought it was awesome.
Would you do it again?
Yeah, I'm going to do it again.
Was it worth every dollar?
Mm-hmm.
Man, that was the craziest thing ever. So I will come back and share a little bit about what that was like for me, because that was an experience. And
Yes,
I got
it
the
was.
t-shirt. Hey Jake, so we are back from our skydiving adventure. The very first thing I want to do is wish you a happy birthday.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You turned 18 on Monday. So you decided that the best thing for you to do for your 18th birthday was to try to kill yourself.
Yeah, that's right.
So I spent 18 years working to keep you alive. And as soon as you were legally old enough to sign your rights away, you decided.
This feels weird. I'm sorry.
As soon as you were old enough to legally sign your rights away, you decided to go jump out of a perfectly good airplane.
Mm-hmm.
So
How are you supposed to do it? 18th birthday, you're free, right?
Go out with a bang, man. That's as free as it gets. You had nothing holding you back. Well, except
Literally.
that one dude strapped to your back.
He wasn't holding nothing back. He was falling too.
He was falling too. So what we really want to know is what made you decide to go skydiving for your 18th birthday?
I don't know. I mean, really, I like adventure. I like doing new stuff, and I've done a lot of things, and skydiving was the next thing on my list, I think. So,
Any other adrenaline rush type activity, you'd already checked that box. It was time to go big, huh?
yeah, go big or go home.
Well, you definitely went big.
Mhm.
So I went ahead and I booked tickets to take you skydiving to this place locally, not too far from here. And what did you think the day I sent you that text message that says, "Hey man, I bought the tickets"? What were you thinking?
Thinking, wow, I can't believe we're actually going.
Right? That's kind of what I was thinking too. Like, oh, now we actually are going to do this.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild. And then came the day to actually get in the car and drive to the airport. Then what was going through your mind?
Just rethinking a lot of things. Honestly, a lot of rethinking.
So right before we left, all of the boys had lots of questions about what is skydiving, what's actually going to happen. Are you actually going to be above the clouds? How high up are you? So what did we do?
Watch the video.
Or 3?
Yeah, 3.
On what?
Fails. But the
Only
first one
one
was
of
a
them
fail.
was on a fail.
Yeah, the first one.
So we showed the boys what skydiving really was.
You could say that, yeah.
Did you find that comforting?
No.
Watching the videos didn't help?
Not the first one. Basically, what do you do if a parachute fails? So prepare to roll. And that's like, really?
Oh, we were laughing so hard. I remember. All right. So then we get there and we check in. And they're like, just go sit in the lobby. We'll call you when we're ready. I remember they had a sign on the wall that said, it's just skydiving. What are you so afraid of?
Everything else.
Mm-hmm. Right. So then what happened?
Then we went up, watched a short little video.
About what?
About skydiving.
Oh, but about what?
What do you mean?
Because there was another guy there named Derek who was in the plane with us.
Mm-hmm.
And we were all sitting around just cracking up during the whole video. What was so funny about the video?
Funny part I had to say was him just telling us how much, basically us selling our lives away.
That was
on a
just
piece of
it.
paper. Yeah.
The guy who designed tandem jumping was like, this activity could kill you. You could die. And if you don't die, you still might die. And you've signed away all legal rights. You are not allowed to sue us if you die. Your family can't sue us if you die. If you get injured, you're responsible for all of your injuries. And by the way, you might die.
There was a lot of that.
It was really comforting. It was fun. Anyway, Derek was a good sport about it too. He was a cool guy.
Yeah.
So then we go back downstairs, and what happened after the video?
After the video, we just waited a little bit, and then we got taken to where our instructor is, and basically we each had our own, and he got fitted into our jumpsuits. He told us basically how it was going to happen, where we're going to sit in the plane, and then we went out. I paid for somebody to take a video of me, a recording, so then he took the pictures in the beginning part of the video. And then,
back when you were still alive, before you died.
I'm still alive.
Well, just in case.
Yeah,
they had to have proof that you tried, at least.
Yeah. And then we got on the plane and we went up and then we skydived.
It was just like that, huh?
I wasn't thinking, so yeah. I had to silence all my thoughts. I didn't want it.
So they put you in this jumpsuit. I don't really know the purpose of the jumpsuit, but you're in this full one-piece jumpsuit. Mm. And then they have you step into a harness. And they explain to you that harness is strong enough to hold the plane you'll be flying in. So don't worry, you should be fine, right? And they teach you kind of how to hold your body and where you're going to stand and how you're going to get out of the plane. They kind of go over all of that with you. And then we got into the airplane. And Jake, because he paid for the videographer, he got to be the first guy out of the airplane.
Mm-hmm.
I think next time I'll pay for the videographer just so that I can be the first one out of the airplane.
Is there even going to be a next time for you, though?
Sure. I got other people's birthdays coming up.
That's true.
So now, they have you put this device on your hand that tells you your altitude. And so as we're going up in the airplane, I'm watching it, and it was climbing pretty quickly. And I looked down, and my instructor's name was Fabian. He was fantastic. And I'm like, Fabian, we are really high up there. And so I looked at my hand, and we weren't even halfway.
Really?
We weren't even at 7,000 feet. And I'm like,
yeah. Sorry,
looking out the window. And I'm like, oh, what are we doing? Fabian was super cool. We were joking and laughing the entire time. Once you reach about 7,000 feet, they start to connect their harness with yours, making it the tandem. And they make sure everything's like really, really snug. And you put on goggles. He did all of that stuff. And by the time we got to about 10, 11,000 feet, I was like, so people do this on purpose? Like, for real, huh? And he's like, yep, we're going to do it. I don't know. It was easier to joke around with him than to just sit there. What were you doing?
I wasn't talking. I wasn't thinking. I was just, I don't know. It's always easy to think of what would go wrong. So I tried just not to think at all, which helped. I just focused on like our altitude and how small the cities were getting. The towns, I guess.
So how high up did we go?
14,000 feet.
We jumped at 14,000 feet. And there was a couple of professionals that jumped out before Jake.
By themselves.
By themselves. Yeah. And then your instructor awkwardly walked you to the door because you're totally strapped to him in this short little airplane. And what was going through your mind?
Really just thinking on just going, just doing it. I was really trying not to think at all, honestly. As I said, the less you think about it, the less you worry,
Cool.
So.
And then next thing I know, I'm sitting at the back of the plane and I just watched my kid get thrown out of an airplane.
That must have been epic. You're probably like, finally, it's your turn.
You were facing me because they had you turn around and you were facing the back of the plane. So you were facing me and then you were just gone.
Just like that?
You just, There was a roll-up door on the side of the plane, and my kid gets shoved out of an airplane. And then Fabian's like, well, it's our turn, let's go. And I'm like, oh, I get to jump out of an airplane too.
Yeah.
So tell me about your very first experience free falling.
It went by really fast. It was going by so fast you couldn't even worry about it. That's what I think. So, and people were always like, oh, Marines can like feel like a roller coaster or something. It didn't feel like that at all, you know?
Okay, so why does it not feel like a roller coaster?
Because with the roller coaster, you go up, you know, and you hit that thing and then you stop and then you go down. But with a plane, because the plane is moving so fast, it doesn't stop. So when you jump, it's just, I don't really know like the science behind it ever, but you just don't get that feeling because you don't stop. You're just continuously going. Now, when you pull the parachute, you do feel it a little bit. But also, even just with the parachute, like you watch movies and stuff and it seems like it yanks you. You pull it and you just like slowly stop, you know? I always thought when you pulled the parachute, it like yank you up, you know?
Dude, it did.
Not me, not with mine. Then again, ours didn't fully open at first either.
That's insane.
So.
I am telling you, like feet went up and everything because it jerked us straight up. Legs
it jerked us a little bit, but not hard. And you like barely felt it. So
now you're just kind of floating down to earth.
Mm-hmm. Doing turns and all that kind of stuff. And then again, you barely felt like you were up there.
Yeah,
it must felt like a few seconds. We free fall for a whole minute, and it felt just like not even a second. It felt like you jumped, you pulled the chute. That's what it felt like.
Huh.
At least for me.
Right. But for your entire jump, you had some dude in your face recording you. That must have been pretty cool too, though. He seemed like a neat guy.
Yeah, he was pretty chill.
That's awesome. And then it was my turn to jump out of the airplane, and my instructor was really cool. And I decided that I wasn't going to be scared, because what's the point in being scared? And it was a conscious effort that I had to decide that I was going to be shoved out of an airplane too. You are strapped onto these guys so tightly that you can't even like sit up. You are arched back against them. So you can't stand up and walk in the airplane. The airplane's too low. So you're squatting down really low, and he's carrying all of your body weight, and you're just kind of shuffling your feet forward so that you don't trip over them, but you're not carrying any of your own weight. And you go to the end, and the side door is over here, and they turn you around. And right above that door, there's like a grab bar that the instructor holds onto. My first instinct as we approached it was to reach up and grab it. And I had to remind myself that I was supposed to be holding those loops on my jumpsuit, that I wasn't supposed to touch it. And I had to like physically make myself put my hand back down. And he tells me, well, you can't hear anything, but you go 1, 2, and on 3, they just jump. They don't even think twice about it.
Yeah.
But the weirdest feeling for me is that it does not feel like you're falling.
Feels like you're floating above a fan.
It feels like there's this really strong fan in your face that's like pushing everything behind you. And it's a little disorienting. At first, you really can't tell which way is up. Thank God he knew what was going on, because I had no idea.
They were wearing full-on helmets though, so they didn't have the wind in their face.
Do you know why they wear full-on helmets?
Always so we don't like hit.
It's not for the wind.
Yeah.
It's because sometimes their clients vomit. True story. Or spit. Or so they wear, that's to protect them from the idiots that decide it would be a good idea to strap themselves to a stranger's chest and trust their lives, to be thrown out of an airplane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
I didn't know that.
They can jump without a helmet. They choose not to when they've got, newbies.
Like us.
Yeah. But so they tell you exactly how to position your body. And once they kind of get you level, you're allowed to let go of your harness, and they have you put your arms out like everybody has seen every skydiver do. And when you're in the right position, your body automatically levels out, which is really cool. And then I just started screaming for fun. Oh, whoa, woo! And he kept like, rock on. It was really good. I didn't feel like the free fall was super quick.
Really?
But I didn't have a guy like falling in front of my face with us to give me something to zero in on. I really couldn't see anything. I don't even remember seeing the ground, actually. It was just blue. I don't know. We were having the best time. And then you're watching your wrist, right? And once it gets to 7,000 feet.
6,000 feet.
Once it gets to 7,000 feet, you're supposed to not take your eyes off of it.
Oh, yeah.
And as it's dropping from 7,000 to 6,000, once it hits 6,000, you actually reach back and you grab the strap on his parachute and you pull it. And then the parachute opens, and then he kind of gives you control over if you want to do spins or go up faster or slower. Or, that was pretty cool. Once the parachute's open, you can actually converse with your instructor and talk with them. We were having full-on conversations. You can kind of like clear your ears because the pressure change can be hard on the ears.
Mm-hmm. You just blow your nose, honestly, by holding it.
My instructor said he's one of the only ones that have never been vomited on. Mm-hmm. And I promised him that I would not be the first one to throw up on this guy. And then he was like, you want to spin in circles? Just pull down on one side. And we're like coming down like this.
When do I stop?
And then he's like, let's go the other way. And so he pulls down my hand and we're like doing this. And I'm going, oh, I'm about to break my promise. Like, stop, just stop. Not that I can't handle spinning, but I think that was a lot for the body to undergo.
Yeah.
And then he's like, wee. It was insane. And then he's like, that's your son down there. Dude, you were almost at the ground already.
We fall fast.
You were almost at the ground, but it didn't feel like you were falling. And so now I look back at his video from the videographer, and he jumped out of the plane and he started to drop quick. And so for me, that's a disorienting feeling because I see that you're falling, but I didn't feel like I was. But by the time my parachute opened, you were almost on the ground already.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It was really cool. So tell me about landing.
I think it was pretty nice. It was really smooth. I mean, the guy mostly did it, but all I really had to do was just lift my legs up, and we just slid on the little pebbles. They had like a little pit with all the little rocks. Then as long as you kept your feet up, then you just like slid until you stopped. So
was it easy really for you to keep your feet up in front of you?
Yeah, it was.
So like just lift your legs up in front of you, sticking straight out. That was easy.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't do it.
You couldn't?
Mm-mm. Maybe because of my surgery. I didn't have the core strength. They have these handles on the legs that you can kind of pull them up with, and I had my feet out in front of me, but I had to use my hands to help.
Mm.
I don't know what that was about.
It's fine.
That was not easy for me, but they have a landing pad. Jake hit it perfect, spot on. Mm. We totally overshot it.
Yeah, we
weren't even close.
You went to the grass.
We weren't even close. He was like, oh yeah, the wind changed right there last minute. I'm like, yeah. Mm-hmm. So then we landed, and you immediately said, get this thing off of me. I never want to do this again.
No.
Oh, what'd you say?
I really didn't say anything. I just thanked the guy that helped me do it, and then also the video guy. I really just waited till the guy behind me was done, like getting it all off and stuff.
And then you promptly went inside and bought your next skydive.
Yeah, of course. I'm still alive, so let's do it again.
Why not? Let's just keep going until it doesn't work.
Exactly.
Well, that was a fantastic adventure.
Yeah,
it wasn't half as scary as I made it out to be in my head.
Mm-hmm.
It really was not.
That's why I silenced all my thoughts on the way up. You know, because I knew this experience will be better than any amount of fear I have right now.
10 seconds of insane courage.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what your dad has always told all of us. All it takes is 10 seconds of insane courage. It took a lot of courage to be shoved out of an airplane. Perfectly good plane. Just decided to jump out of it.
Because why not?
With a guy who packs his own parachute. That's terrifying. Hopefully he knows what he's doing. It's worked out so far.
I mean, my guy's parachute didn't open right away. Or it did. It opened, but it was still kind of clumped up, and he had to mess with it to get it to open.
No way.
Yeah. It came up kind of like this, and you're just flapping. And he had to fix it to where it would open all the way.
That's terrifying. I like my instructor better.
Nah, I won't worry about it. We were slowing down, so I was like, hey, this is working.
Because you were at least slowing down?
Yeah.
That's scary. You didn't share that with me.
Oh, I didn't?
I loved it. And it was not scary. I'm not even sure that I would be nervous on a second jump. Now that I know what to
I'm still
expect.
going to be, but
I was more concerned about that drop feeling. So the fact that it doesn't feel like you're dropping made it really easy. And then you are so high up in the sky that it doesn't really feel like the ground is coming at you quick. It is, I understand that, but it really doesn't feel that way.
Mhm.
And even in the video, when you're looking out, as you're falling, it's not like the ground is getting bigger. It just
that's true.
kind of looks like you're there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's really disorienting, but it was really exciting. I was surprised that you're only in the air for about 6 minutes.
Yeah, that was. And again, you were falling really fast, faster than you think.
So with a parachute, you made it from 14,000 feet to the ground in 6 minutes.
Well, because we made it to 6,000 feet before pulling the parachute, so from 6,000 to 0 or whatever.
Right. Fair point. In 1 minute, we covered from 14,000 feet to 6.
So in 1 minute, we covered 6,000 feet.
Try again.
8. Sorry. My bad. I'm tired.
Yeah.
This is 8.
Heck yeah. So the biggest, the most surprising part of the jump. What surprised you the most?
After I was just exhausted. After.
Was it from a lack of sleeping the night before? Why were you
that
exhausted?
and just I was really like nervous about it, you know. You had this big adrenaline rush, especially as you're going down, and it just all just stops at once. And it's just like, oh, sweet, you know.
That is probably the biggest adrenaline rush I've ever had, and it did come with a massive adrenaline crash.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I accomplished much the rest of the day.
I didn't.
I was done. And the family was really gracious with me about that too. I came home and didn't do much.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I came home and slept, honestly.
But you did it, man.
I was asleep.
You are a skydiving maniac.
Mm-hmm. I'm crazy like that.
Yeah. Well, you're 18. I have successfully raised you into adulthood, which is really so wild. Far, isn't it? I don't know. I'm not really sure how I feel about this. What's going to be your next adrenaline rush?
Skydiving again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
You're going to end up getting your license, aren't you?
Probably.
Yeah.
I want to. I really want to.
Well, you're one dive in.
I have like 25, but that's a start, right?
You'll get there.
Hopefully.
Cool. Thanks for chatting with me, man. And happy birthday.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. It's been a great week.
Yes.